Right, we'll try and fit in today's game of rapid chess. Okay, 1761, good luck. So we've not played before, no head-to-head score. Opponent has 1860 games of rapid, and I'm just approaching 800, I think, very nearly there. Let's go b3 this game, and g3 is normal. Okay. No, I'm just going to castle there. I don't think there's any tricks in the position. I'm going to prepare pushing d4. Okay, he's playing this very, very quickly. It is a 10-minute game, this one. Now we have a choice. Leave the pawn here or bring it across. You're going to do this, aren't you? So, it's probably still a good principle, though, to bring a pawn and try and challenge for the center. But I'm going to develop my knight first. Maybe the rook as well. Just try not to forget about this. My knight blocks me guarding now, so I might have to move back if he shifts his knight, or maybe a steady move with c3. Otherwise, we're going to try and prepare. Just push the pawn to the board at some point. Rook across as well. So he's played a bit of a holding move there. Nothing wrong with that. Let's bring the rook over just to try and help challenge any pawn push that he might want to do. It makes room for my knight as well if I need it. c4 right now takes. If pawn takes, it loosens my pawns a bit, doesn't it? So it's not going to be easy. I might have been better leaving the pawn where it was there. I might have. That might give me tempo to push forward though. Take, I can take with the knight. I do get an isolated pawn, but actually, what about going here? Or is he looking at this idea? But right now it's not on. I'm going to go here. Actually, have I just blundered, allowing him to take? I might have just simply blundered there. He can just take the pawn. What have I done? I've just lost my mind. Oh, he doesn't. He takes the knight. I just cleanly blundered. He could just take the free pawn. But now I stop him pushing here. Maybe knight across. I might have to play a rook back if he comes forward, but right now it's covered by the queen and the bishop doesn't protect. But I want to try and play c4 if I can do, just to deal with my backward pawn. That's my objective. So he's gone back. So right now, 2 attack and 2 defense. So I think c4 is a move. So I'm going to play it without burning too much of my clock. If he takes, obviously I've got to go with the knight. If I take with a pawn, I'll lose my bishop. Oh, he's pushed forward, okay. So now we've got 2 attacking and 1 defend, but I do have knight across, and then suddenly 3 will attack his pawn. I don't see anything else to play. f4 you don't want to play there, so I think knight across is kind of an only move. But now 3 attack his pawn, and only the queen guards it. So has he got a nice explosive reply? Yeah, he's trying to blast it open. Logical. But I could actually take with the bishop first, I guess, and I attack the queen. So I'm going to do that. Just to grab the pawn with a tempo attacking the queen. Then we can maybe think of taking here. It'll split all this pawn structure wide open, so... But is there anything better? I don't see it. If I take here, though, bishop takes, maybe we can grab here as well. But then you've got to factor in, can he actually move the knight and trap my rook or attack lots of pieces? But I don't see any reason not to take there, so I'm going to take and see what he does. He could just take with a knight, I guess, and he guards his pawn. He goes with a bishop. So now we have to factor in, can we safely take? Now if the knight comes forward, our rook is under attack. But we would be able to take the bishop if he was here. Now if his knight comes here, we could just take it, right? Gain a knight, lose a rook, gain a bishop. I'm going to gamble here. This could be a blunder. This could be a blunder. I'm going to do it. If he takes here, I'll go with the queen, and then we're threatening check. But we don't check first because he can block with a bishop. But this could turn out to be a blunder if this knight's got a tricky move now, and I'm just missing something, which you can do at any move in any game. I could have just blundered it all away, but let's just see. But if we haven't, we've gained a second pawn. So I'll get the cursor off the board, get my hand off the mouse so there's no slips. He has taken. Now if we take the pawn, he just blocks with the bishop. And I don't see any follow-up there at all. So I've got to take back. Now I could go with the knight potentially, but it weakens f2. So I assume I want to take here. If knight across, I just simply take. Otherwise I'm threatening the pawn. And I'm threatening queen here as well, but I'm threatening a direct check. A knight across I can simply take with the rook. Knight forward this way I can simply take as well. So it looks like I made a move that blundered a pawn. He took the knight instead, and the position is just kind of blown wide open out of nowhere. But I'm sure it was a blunder that I did. Let's find out after the game. Or has he just lost there? Is it just mate in two here? Check. If you block, I take. You go back either way to mate the next move, right? Yeah, it suddenly collapsed out of absolutely nowhere. But if he doesn't block, it's mate next move anyway. Obviously, I can't pre-move here because he could play rook up. But if he drops the king back, it's just queen is checkmate. So we got a bit lucky with that one, I think. So let's just see what it was in engine speak. So pause so I don't accidentally start another game. Right, I've put the game through the analyzer now. And we actually played a pretty good game here, but it's really just an opening and a one-move mistake, isn't it? That turned the game. The opponent was playing a little bit quick out of the opening, I thought. He used barely any time. So they're the move times for both players. We played 96% versus 80% accuracy. CPL is 12 and 63. But the knight in the center wasn't actually a mistake by me. It was actually a perfectly good move. So let's just flick through and see how it actually panned out and where the mistakes were. So we want to go to move 12, so you can see there's nothing being flagged in these opening moves, perfectly fine for both players here. But in this position, if you take here, we can actually play either knight to c4, and we're going to be able to win back. Let's just see what the engine says. So we've played forward here, and the recommended moves are a5, or rook to d8. So if you take with the knight, the best move is to jump knight to c4. You can take that as well. We can either take the knight straight away, or we can take back this way. The queen can move either square, and then we can take back with the queen or the bishop. So we've got equal material, and we're just about 0.08 better there, so not quite +1. So we've just developed a better position, a slightly better position, not really much at our level. But it was a perfectly playable move, so I hadn't actually blundered with knight forward there. It was fine by my opponent to take back here. It's given us a mistake, but it feels fine to me. I don't think that's the actual mistake at our level that settles the game by any means. And in this position, we're just trying to get our pieces developed. We're trying to target this pawn. Now it's here. And f6 has been flagged by the engine as the first blunder. So it's correct to take the pawn back here. Then we've took another pawn. So now we're a pawn up, and now we've gambled and taken another one, trusting that there isn't some sort of sneaky move to try and trap our rook, but it doesn't appear that there is. So trade, and then a simple blunder here gives a forced checkmate. So if you come here, we take, you can go back here and it's mate next move. Otherwise, you can just go back here and it's mate there. So it's really just a slightly extended opening that we've played here, not a full game. Hence the figures are pretty good there. So just a little mistake by my opponent with f6, and the game is quickly finished. So it is what it is.